Hi, my name is Zach. I'm a blood component coordinator up here at the ConnectLife Blood Lab, and I'm going to take you through our process of taking your whole blood donations and turning them into our products that we send to our Western New York hospitals. So we get our coolers like this from our blood drives, and in them we have our whole blood unit. So we take these, and we can fit up to 12 in the cooler at a time. We're going to take these over to our computer, log them into the computer, and then take them and centrifuge them down. All right, so here at the computers, we want to keep track of the units we get in because this is technically a biohazardous substance and a pharmaceutical substance as well. So we have to keep good track of what we are taking in and out. And then we're ready to take these over and get them into our centrifuges. Alrighty. Here at the table is where we decide what products we're going to make from our plasma for our blood. All of our blood is filtered down into what we call leukoreduced red blood cells. What that means is after we separate the plasma out, it is going to be put through a filter that looks like this. And that filter will take out any white blood cells that are still with the red blood cells, because we don't want those going into patients because they could react with the patient's blood. That is our triage. I'm going to take these units and fold them so that they can fit into our centrifuge. We have to fold it a certain way to keep all of the lines and bags lined up so that when we spin it down, we don't have a blood bag explode on us and cause a mess. So once we have everything folded up, nice and neat, they go into our purple centrifuge cups. And this is ready to go into our centrifuge and be spun down to separate our red blood cells from our plasma. Here we have our centrifuge. Our two units are balanced against each other so that they are equal weight, so one isn't wobbling like a washer that's out of balance. This centrifuge is refrigerated. It keeps the units at 4 degrees Celsius, which is where we keep all of our blood at when we have it here. So this will be spun down for 7 minutes at 4,500 rotations per minute. And after that, the red blood cells will, because they're denser, be sitting at the bottom of the bag, all of our plasma at the top, and in the middle will be a layer of white blood cells, platelets, and anything not quite as dense as red cells or as light as plasma. Now that the centrifuge has spun the blood down, can pop it open. We now have our spun down unit. I'm going to carefully take this out of the cup. We don't want to disturb the separation. But we can see now we have our top layer of plasma, a white layer in the middle of all of those white blood cells, the platelets, all that. And then below that, the dark area is our packed red blood cells. So these will come over. And go into our expressor. So we'll get our other unit. So, these units are now ready to be expressed. I'll also close our centrifuge. So once in here, these are going to push out once we crack the cannulas on top, push the plasma into our plasma bags, and we'll stop it before the red cells get up to there. Use our clips. And the bags up here are going to be our adsol bags. We're going to add that after we get the plasma out. It acts as a preservative and pretty much doubles the shelf life of our blood from 21 days without it to 42 with it. So now that both of our bags have been cracked, we have plasma flowing into our plasma bags. So now we can see our two products, our red blood cells with adenine saline solution added, the adsol, and our plasmas. So once all of this adsol is drained from the top bag, we bring it over and we're going to seal off our bags. To separate our red cell along with our filter and our plasma bag. So this one, which was marked A5165, our code for pre-cryo, will stay with its empty adsol bag and will be frozen this way. The reason we are going to leave our adsol bag attached to the plasma is because when we go to further process this and to cryoprecipitate, we need a second bag to hold the rest of the plasma. The cryoprecipitate only is about 15 to 20 milliliters of plasma. So our red blood cells, we are going to mix in that adsol to make sure it gets thoroughly mixed in and we don't have any clumps of red blood cells left. We will do that with both of our bags. And once we have our bags mixed, they will get hung up on our tree. Red blood cells on the top. We'll crack our middle cannula here, and you can see our blood flowing down into the filter. It will go through here, fill up this back pouch, and then go down into our final bag. And we're going to leave these overnight in our refrigerator to keep them at the proper 4 degrees Celsius. And tomorrow morning, our techs will get here. They will take these down, and we will have our final blood bag. We'll be able to label it the day after that when we get our test results back, and it'll be ready to go out to the hospitals. And the last thing we would do here is we are going to, in our computer, freeze our plasma, and then I will take it, put it in our freezer so it can freeze overnight, and then either it'll be processed further if it is our pre-cryo, or it will be labeled and ready to go out to our hospitals.